Well, hello to all the venomous snake fans again. I'm finally back with another strike compilation. I know it has been quite a while, but I promise I will start uploading more frequently soon. So, as you can see here, we got the one of my pygmy rattlesnakes, Sistrurus milliarius baburi. And this is, of course, the striped morph individual. Look at him. Absolutely wonderful specimen. And just give him a moment until he realizes that it is feeding time. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's locked on again. Oh, boom. There we go. He doubled down with that second strike. And did get a quite significant amount of venom into that mouse. See, it lost control over its back part, it seems. Very impressive. And see, he's already getting ready to jump out of the cage. He gets a bit nervous usually when the mice start spazzing out from the venom, but that rodent is pretty much done already. See, he's gonna stay calm as well. Yeah, the pygmy rattlesnakes can be quite nervous. Makes them very difficult to hook, but they aren't as big, so you can stay out of a strike range a bit more easy at least. Look at him. So, look at that. Blue pit viper time. Cryptelytrops insularis or Trimeresurus, whatever you prefer. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a bit clumsy, but that's fine, of course. Again, he did not hold on to the prey item as he usually likes to do, but instead let go of it because he didn't get a proper grip onto it. Look, he's just sitting there all confused. But let's see if I can get a hold of that mouse. Ah, there we go. Very nice. Maybe he wants to strike again. The arboreal vipers usually like to hold on to their prey items and not strike and release. But they can do it as well, of course. Ah, some tongue flicks. He is hungry for sure, of course, but I guess he thinks that there is enough venom into that in that prey item that he doesn't want to waste any more by holding onto it. See? I'm just gonna lay it on his branch and he's gonna come up on his own and start swallowing it, which I will try to record as well. So let's see how that goes. There we go, guys. I'm gonna do a separate voiceover now, as this is of course sped up footage. He does like to take his time with not only finding the prey item but also swallowing it. Now, some snakes, they are very quick with it, but again, he likes to take his time, which is fine. And he also, for some reason, starts to swallow it from the back now, which usually is not the correct way to do it. Of course, the snakes usually are very keen on swallowing it from the head first, because this way the claws of the mouse, for example, they don't get dragged down the throat and maybe injure the snake, or at least that's what I have heard some people say on why they like to swallow it head first. But I have seen them doing it from the back as well, quite a few times as well. It doesn't seem to hurt them in any way, and they are able to spit out the prey item at any time. So if they were to get injured, I would assume that they would, just spit it out and start all over again. I think he is just gonna enjoy his meal anyway. Look at him. Just an absolutely beautiful snake right there, in my opinion. A blue pit viper with red eyes and a red tail. That's absolutely unique right there, and you're not gonna find any other snake that looks anything like that. Of course, they are very closely related to the Trimeresurus albolabris, for example, from which I have a large adult female. They look very similar in body shape and so on, but they, of course, don't have that bright blue coloration. And interestingly, not even all of the insularis have the blue colors either. I think I explained it in the last video where I was feeding him as well, but even the intensity of the blue also greatly varies depending on the exact individual. And of course there are also green and yellow specimens of this species as well. The blue ones come from the Komodo Islands, while the yellow ones, for example, only originate from the Weta Islands, also in Southeast Asia. And these yellow ones are even more rare to find in captivity than the blue ones, from what I can tell. However, overall, I do think that insularis have become much more commonly kept in captivity over time. Obviously not too surprising, as they are very easy to breed in captivity, just as easy as the Albolabris. So therefore, again, it probably only was a matter of time, but they have become much more frequently offered and also more affordable in price, which is nice to see, I guess. So, let's encourage that mouse to say hello to Mr. Horn Viper. Ooh, there we go. Damn, look at that. That's some very fast-acting hemotoxic venom right there. It's gonna take out that mouse. See? Just in a few seconds. Yeah, what these smaller viperids may lack in overall venom yield, they do make up for it with their venom potency, of course. Very nice. He has become a very good eater for me, which I'm happy to see, of course, because that certainly was not always the case with him. Like, he spent his first year with another keeper that told me that he was a very bad eater actually and had to be force fed. He did always put the defrosted pinkies in his mouth, which he was swallowing on his own, but he didn't want to strike at them. So I guess at least he didn't have to shove him down his throat, but I was quite worried when I got him, because he was acting rather shy with me as well, and he did want to eat live pinkies, but only when I left them overnight with him, and not in front of me or in front of the camera like he does now. But of course the pinky mice, they are not able to harm the snake in any way, so you can leave them overnight with them. And he was eating them just fine. Just not a case of a snake that just prefers to eat live. And now that he has put on some size, he is acting rather confident, as you can see, and making no problems anymore at all. So let's see here. Ooh, locked on. Ooh, very nice. He hunted that mouse down. A second threw it into his cage. This is of course the Crotalus ornatus, the black-tailed rattlesnake. Oh, look at him. He has always the full focus on these mice. Very hungry snake as well, always. And he's actually an adult male specimen, so quite sizable. With the rattlesnakes, the male individuals are gonna be the larger ones. And he has maybe like around 3 feet in length. I'm not even too sure. It's always a bit hard to estimate with the snakes just how long they are, because they are always curled up like that and never fully stretched out, of course. But I am gonna measure him again the next time he is shedding. I think the last time he was just a bit above 90 centimeters or something. I am always keeping the sheds actually, just because I like collecting them as well. Maybe I can show them in a separate video or something, or maybe do like a complete snake collection tour or something like that. Let me know if you'd be interested in that, or in any type of other videos. Again, I'm gonna try to record more frequently now. I was doing a bit of a break just because I was busy with other stuff and some problems, but it's fine now. You could just see him getting his fangs back in place right there, very nice. And mouse seems to be envenomated for sure, but it is acting quite slowly. Or whether it's about to die slow, I'm not too sure. I do know a lot of other keepers who mostly feed live as well, and one told me that the longest he has seen rattlesnake venom to take effect was around 30 minutes, which I actually can't confirm myself. Sometimes it does take longer for the venom to take effect, but at most like 15 minutes, I think. I can't remember seeing in a case where the venom, took longer than 15 minutes or something like that to kill a mouse. But we are gonna see just how long it's gonna take to take out this one. He is always very keen on only striking the prey item once, but he is of course gonna know if there are... Look at him, still stretching the jaws. Anyway, what I want to say is he is gonna know if the prey item is envenomated sufficiently. The snakes are able to sense that, and they're also gonna use that ability to track down the prey items afterwards. You can imagine that in nature, when the venom does take a bit longer to take full effect, like a few minutes, the mice probably are able to cover a pretty significant amount of distance. So the snake does need to be able to, find it afterwards. Yeah, that mouse is still doing quite well, still hanging on. But it is feeling that venom for sure. Yeah, look, he's just gonna wait there patiently. But isn't he beautiful? With that pitch black tail and that nice big rattle. Like, really happy to see that his rattle is actually still complete and didn't broke off at any time. I have that very nice big Crotalus Cerberus male as well, and he had an absolutely wonderful rattle. The most beautiful rattle out of all my snakes, actually. And it actually broke off a few months ago, which was very unfortunate. But look at the mouse. I think the venom did kick in now properly. That rodent is starting to get a bit disoriented, it seems. See? The thing is with the black-tailed rattlesnakes, their venom is by far not the most potent out of all the Crotalus. It is actually comparably mild. I don't even think that a full bite from an adult specimen would be sufficient to kill a healthy adult human. There is gonna be more than enough to kill a mouse, but I truly think that if he would deliver more venom, then he would be able to kill it pretty much immediately if he wanted to. But again, he is a more patient snake, and he does, act very sparingly with his venom, if you know what I mean. There we go. I think the mouse is about to be done now, anytime. Let's see. Maybe for a future video I'm also gonna record him swallowing the mouse afterwards, but not only does he like to take his time with killing the mice by delivering not very much venom, he also really likes to take his time with starting to eat them afterwards. Sometimes he lets them lay there dead for like an hour and then decides that he finally does want to swallow it. But whatever. So, this is the Crotalus tortugensis, one of my smaller or younger rattlesnakes rather, born just last year. And he's gonna be hungry for sure, or she. I actually don't even know what gender this specimen has. And I am gonna find out soon enough. He's gonna sneak up on that mouse. He got that in the corner right there. Oh, now he spotted it. Come on. Sometimes he is a bit inaccurate and will miss a few times, but this time it seems like he is really locked on. Probably gonna deliver a perfect strike to the head. Let's see. Oh, it's a patience game right here as well. That mouse seems like it knows that it's being watched, but as soon as it's gonna look away, he will strike right now. Don't even know what that was. It was a bit clumsy as well. I think I said it already, but sometimes he's a bit inaccurate. Keep in mind he is still a younger specimen, and he doesn't have his strikes down already, it seems. I think he bit it in the tail or something. I think he did deliver some venom. Let's see. Oh. That mouse is feeling something. Oh. It's gonna try to jump out. Ah, come on. Just dropped it back inside the cage as it wanted to jump out. That's fine. Let's see. You can kinda... Oh, there we go. Now the venom kicks in. Oh. Yeah, he does not want anything to do with that mouse spazzing out. See, he's gonna try and keep his distance. As you can tell, it's quite a sizable prey item for him. There we go. And look how he's rattling with that absolutely tiny rattle right there. As you probably know already, the rattlesnakes, they are gonna add one rattle segment with each head. So the younger ones, they're only gonna have a really small rattle. Very nice. But that mouse is done now. And he will start eating it probably anytime. He is very hungry usually. So let's go on to the next one. And last but definitely not least is my death adder. Look at her, let's see if she likes to take that mouse from the tweezers. She usually does. Ooh, there we go. Always very energetic strikes from her, look at that. And she has a really good grip on that mouse for sure. Probably dumping in quite a significant amount of venom. This is the Acanthophis rugosus right there, the PNG death adder. From Papua New Guinea, I mean. Look at her. I see these kinda twitchy movements she's making with her head. I think that's because, of course, with her being in a leopard and not a viper, she is gonna have a bit of a different delivery system. And I don't think her fangs aren't as pressurized as like with a viper, so it seems like she kinda needs to chew in that venom, I feel like. But as you can see, that neurotoxin is already taking effect in that mouse, I think. It seems like it's already paralyzed. Very impressive. Yeah, definitely not a snake you want to get bitten by, the death adder. She is actually by far the most venomous snake that I have. At least drop for drop, meaning that the least amount of venom is required to kill a human. But again, for me personally, I would still rather get bitten by her than by the 100 pacer, for example. Because the thing is, even though her venom is more deadly, it does take effect much more slowly, much slower in a human than like with the 100 pacer, for example. So I think if I were to get bitten by her, I would probably still at least have the chance to get into the hospital and get treated there. And with a 100 pacer, the likelihood of passing out right after getting bitten is much higher. and then you're not gonna get any medical attention and you will probably die for sure, actually. So there's that.